Welcome to Reese Photography Training Sessions. In a very short 3 years as a full-time photographer and cinematographer, my work has been published in magazines to billboards. I've served as a director of photography for commercials to feature films. Whether your interest is digital photography or HD video, my goal is to make sure you have creative control over the outcome of the project, one shoot at a time. Let's create some magic. Welcome back to Reese Photography's training sessions. In episode 2, we talked about shutter speed, we talked about freezing the action, and we talked about how that relates to actual aperture when using the shutter speed. Now you're one step away from being able to use your camera in fully manual mode, stepping out of the automatic mode and into creative control with manual. Let's talk about ISO.
Inside of your digital camera, you have an image sensor. As your available light lessens, increasing the ISO number multiplies the sensor sensitivity to the light. This allows you to bring up light levels in order to achieve a proper exposure. I will warn you, high ISO values will start to degrade your image quality. Because you're amplifying the light available to the camera, the sensor starts to create what's called digital noise or grain. As you see in this example, with the low ISO setting, you see the meter tucked away in the shadows, not showing much detail. Increasing the ISO too much, it creates the more light, but also the unwanted grain. This could be cool if you're going for a grainy black and white effect, but finding just the right balance between the ISO, the shutter speed, and the aperture can create more pleasing results.
Now that you've seen the ISO real time, let's take a look at the menu option on your camera. On this camera, the ISO button here, if I press the ISO button, I'm able to cycle through the actual different ISO values. A different view for you, if I click the live view mode and press the same ISO button at the top, I'm able to see a complete list of the available ISO levels. That concludes part 3 of creatively controlling your camera. I've had an absolute blast helping you out along the way, from talking about the aperture, the shutter speed, to the ISO. Make sure you continue to send me your requests for future videos to webshow at CoreyReesePhotography.com and look for future videos coming soon.